Hey, welcome back to the This Old Baker podcast. I'm Kim, and I want to start today with a question. When is the last time you went into the grocery store for one thing and actually came out with just that one thing? I'm going to guess the answer is either never or it's been a very long time, because we all do this. We run in for milk, we run in for an onion, we run in because we're making dinner tonight and we realize we don't have one ingredient. And somehow, every single time, we leave with a cart. A $40 cart, a $60 cart, sometimes a $75 cart for milk. This episode is about why that happens, what's actually driving it, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Not to make you feel guilty about it, not to tell you to be more disciplined, but to show you that there's a structural reason this keeps happening. And there's a structural solution that actually works. That solution is a real pantry. And by the end of this episode, I want you to feel genuinely excited about what you could accomplish with one. Let me start with the trap itself. Because it's not an accident, it's not a character flaw. It's by design. Grocery stores are built to make you spend money. The layout is intentional. Milk and eggs in the back, so you have to walk past everything else to get there. The end cap displays with the special offers, the impulse items at eye level and at the checkout, the way the store smells, the way the lighting works. None of it is random. Grocery store design is a multi-million-dollar science, and we are walking through a carefully engineered spending environment every single time we go in. But the design only works because of something specific. We go in without a plan, and we go in without a plan because we don't have a pantry that would have made the trip unnecessary in the first place. Here's what I mean. Say it's Tuesday night and you're making pasta. You have the pasta, you have the sauce, but you realize you're out of garlic powder. So you run to the store for garlic powder. And while you're there, you see the rotisserie chicken on sale. Good deal. You grab one. And there's a new flavor of those crackers your family likes. And it's been a while since you had sour cream. And you feel like you might want it sometime this week. And the cereal is on sale. Buy two, get one. And now you're at the checkout with $58 of things you didn't plan to buy. And the garlic powder is still somewhere at the bottom of the basket. That trip wasn't a failure of willpower. It was a failure of infrastructure. You didn't have garlic powder because nothing told you you were running low until you needed it right now. And when you need something right now, you go to the store. And the store does what it's designed to do. While we're in the store, let's talk about what we're actually buying on those impulse trips. Because a significant chunk of that unplanned spending is going to one category: convenience foods. I'm talking about the boxed meal kits, the seasoning packets, the pre-made sauces, the flavored drink mixes, the snack size bags, the single-serve pouches of things that come in a bigger container for a fraction of the cost. These products are everywhere, and they are priced for the moment you're standing in front of them, hungry and tired at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday. Let me give you some specific examples. A packet of taco seasoning, $1.50. The ingredients to make your own taco seasoning, mix that lasts 6 months and costs maybe 30 cents total, already in your spice cabinet. A packet of hamburger helper, $2.50 to $3. The from-scratch version with your own pantry mix that produces the same meal and tastes better, under $1. A small bottle of store-bought ranch dressing mix, $3 to $4. Homemade ranch seasoning from a jar on your shelf, pennies. Now, I'm not saying those things are wrong to buy. I'm saying they're expensive solutions to a problem that doesn't have to exist. The problem is not that you don't have taco seasoning. The problem is that you don't have a pantry system that means taco seasoning is always there. When you don't have the pantry, every weeknight dinner is potentially a store trip. Every recipe you want to make requires checking whether you have the thing. Every time you're low on something, you notice it at the wrong moment. And every time that happens, the store gets another visit and the store does its job. Here's where I want to shift gears, because this episode isn't about what's wrong. It's about what works. A real pantry, a stocked, organized, intentional pantry, doesn't just store food. It changes how you shop, how you cook, and how much you spend. Fundamentally. When your pantry has what you need, the quick trips stop. Not because you're more disciplined, because the need for the quick trip goes away. You don't run to the store for garlic powder because your pantry has garlic powder. You don't buy a taco seasoning packet because you have a jar of homemade taco seasoning that's been sitting on the shelf for 3 months and has 12 uses left. You don't grab the overpriced pre-made seasoning because you already made a better version from scratch. The pantry absorbs the impulse. And when the impulse is absorbed, the store trip doesn't happen. And when the store trip doesn't happen, the $58 unplanned spend doesn't happen either. I want you to think about how many times a month you make a quick trip to the store. For most households, it's at least 2 or 3. Some families, it's 5 or 6 at $30 to $60 per trip. That's $60 to $360 a month in spending. That wasn't in the plan. Over a year, we're talking $720 to over $4,000 in unplanned grocery spending. A stocked pantry doesn't eliminate all of that, but it eliminates most of it. Because most of those trips are happening because something isn't there that should be there. And a pantry fixes that. I want to get specific here because I think the word pantry can feel vague or overwhelming. Like it means you need a whole room and a labeling system and 6 months of preparation. It doesn't. It means starting with the things you use the most and making sure you don't run out of them. That's it. For most households, the foundation of a useful pantry is about 15 to 20 items. The flours, the sugars, the salt, the core spices, the things that go into most of what you cook. If those are always there, most of the quick trips stop. From there, you build out. And this is where pantry mixes come in, because a pantry mix is a way of taking 5 or 6 ingredients you already have and combining them into something that's ready to use. Your taco seasoning mix, your biscuit mix, your soup base, your gravy mix, your muffin mix, your cake mix. These aren't complicated. Most of them take about 10 minutes to make, but they turn individual ingredients into ready-made solutions. Think about what that means on a Wednesday night. Instead of running to the store for a packet of something or ordering takeout because you can't figure out what to make from what you have, you open the pantry and you have the building blocks for a dozen different meals. Biscuits and gravy from scratch in 20 minutes because you have the mixes ready. A pot of soup because you have the base. Brownies because you made the mix last Sunday. That is not a fantasy. That is what a stocked pantry with good mixes actually looks like. And once you've experienced it, once you've had that feeling of opening the pantry and knowing you can make dinner from what's in there, you don't want to go back. So how do you actually build this? Because I know that starting from nothing can feel like a big project. Start with 1 mix, not 15. 1. Pick the thing you buy most often as a convenience product, and like the seasoning packet, the box mix, the pre-made sauce, and make your own version of it from scratch. Put it in a jar. Label it with the date and the use ratio. Put it in your pantry. Then use it the next time you would have bought the packet, and notice that you didn't need to go to the store. That's the whole system in miniature. You've just replaced one impulse buy with one from scratch jar. You've saved the cost of the packet. And more importantly, you've proved to yourself that it works and it's not that hard. Then do it again. One more mix, one more jar, one more thing that's now always there. Within a month of doing this consistently, one new pantry mix at a time, you have a significantly different kitchen. The quick trips are fewer. The unplanned spending is lower. The weeknight dinners are easier because the building blocks are already there. On the site right now, I have pantry mixes for seasoning blends, soup bases, biscuit mix, cake mix, muffin mix, gravy mix, hot cocoa, coffee cream, or lemonade, dozens of things that most people are currently buying in single-use packages and paying a significant markup for. Every one of them is something you can make yourself in 10 minutes for a fraction of the cost. The goal isn't to never go to the grocery store. The goal is to go on your terms with a list for the things you've decided to buy, not because the pantry didn't have what you needed and you were standing in the cereal aisle at 6 p.m. trying to remember what your family eats for dinner. Here's what I want you to take from today. The $10 grocery store trap isn't about willpower. It's about infrastructure. Build the infrastructure, a real stocked intentional pantry, and the trap stops working. You are capable of feeding your household well, from scratch, for significantly less than you're spending right now. The knowledge is not complicated. The ingredients are not exotic. The time investment is real, but it's front-loaded. You spend 10 minutes making a mix once, and then you have it for months. What you can achieve with a good pantry is more than cheaper groceries. It's fewer stressful trips. It's more confidence in the kitchen. It's the feeling of opening the pantry and knowing you can make dinner. A good dinner from what's already there. That's what I'm building toward with everything I put on this site, and I'd love to help you get there. Come find the Pantry Mix collection at thisoldbaker.com. I'll link it in the show notes. And if you try one mix this week, come tell me about it on Facebook or Instagram at thisoldbaker. Thanks for being here. Go build something worth having.